Welcome back to 5 Talk Street. I'm Vince Sims. Okay, we've heard from the experts regarding the challenge we face to foster good reading habits. We know that we have to come together and make sure our children are prepared for the future, which means we need to support their reading skills. But what about the books they need to read? They can get pretty expensive, but Reading with You has a simple, free solution, and it's your local public library. All right, joining me now is Manya Shore. She is the director of the Fort Worth Public Library, one of our partners, and she was just named Librarian of the Year by the Texas Library Association. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me today.
You are welcome. So I have to ask you, winning an award like that, is that like some of the top awards? Does it make you feel like you were on the red carpet and getting handed that golden trophy?
I have to say, this is the highest honor of my career. Unfortunately, the conference was virtual this year, so the red carpet had to be in my mind, but it was still quite an honor to be awarded this honor.
Awesome. Well, congratulations to you. We are happy for you. Now, we want to talk about how we can make sure we get books into the hands of our children for reading. And let's talk about that a little bit, because books can be rather expensive through other means, except for your way.
Yeah, well, a lot of people like to say that the public library is free. I'd rather call it prepaid because we are funded through taxpayer dollars, mostly property taxes and some sales tax. People are paying for this service and many of them aren't using us. So we would love to have people come into the library, check out books, DVDs, use our computers, attend our programs, because frankly, they're already paying for it.
I like that, already prepaid. So that's a good way to look at it and explain it. And the public libraries are pretty much everywhere, right?
Yeah, we have 16 locations across Fort Worth, and we're in the middle of designing and building 2 more. So in the next couple of years, we will have branches in most parts of the city. There's still some gaps, but the good news is you don't have to come in to use a public library. We have ebooks and e-audiobooks that can be downloaded on a phone or on a Kindle. And our summer reading program this year has an app, so folks can log their reading and then come in all at once to pick up their summer reading prizes.
Now, I know people hear about the public libraries and know that the books and these are available to them, but explain, it's really pretty easy to utilize these services.
It's so easy. I always say, borrow the best and then buy the ones that you absolutely want to keep forever. But why start with buying? Start with us. You can search our catalog on your phone or on your computer. You can have any item, so book, DVD, or anything sent to any of our 16 locations. We move stuff around every single day, and then we'll hold it for you for 5 days and wait for you to come and pick it up. You can keep it checked out for 3 weeks, renew it up to 2 times. I mean, we make it very, very easy to use the library. And any kid under the age of 18 can get a Fort Worth Public Library card. They do not have to be a resident of Fort Worth.
Okay. And let's talk about that. Getting a card, what's the process for that? Is that also free/prepaid, or is there a fee, or how do you go about getting that card?
There is no fee if you are a resident of Fort Worth. You can go to fortworthlibrary.org to sign up for a card or come into any of our 16 locations. Just bring proof of residency in Fort Worth, or if you have a child under 18, just bring your ID with you and we'll give your kiddo a free public library card. It's pretty easy. We just need to make sure that you are eligible for a card because we are funded through taxpayer dollars.
Now, Manya, let me ask about this, because we always hear about those late book fees. A lot of us can be scatterbrained sometimes, not get it back by these deadlines. Is that still an issue?
We don't have overdue fines anymore. We ended those fall of 2019, I believe. So if you never return an item, we're still going to charge you for that because that's a loss of a book for everyone to enjoy. But if you're a little late getting something back, we don't have overdue fines anymore. And we do that for a couple of reasons. One is there's no evidence that shows that overdue fines bring items back. And they're punitive. So all they do is keep people away. And we know that folks, especially those living in poverty, working multiple jobs, it is hard to get things back on time. So we like to give our customers a little bit of grace when it comes to using the library.
And Manya, that's what this is really about when you talk about the prepaid services, no fee for the cards, and removing those fees is removing the roadblocks. There's really nothing that's holding people back from coming, utilizing the services, and getting books.
That's right. This is one of our core tenets at the Fort Worth Public Library. We want to break down barriers to access. So we do that through eliminating policies that don't make sense, making using us easier than it ever was. There's no reason to build barriers and to build gates around our services that, frankly, people are paying for anyway and should have a voice in how they are used.
All right, so we're coming kind of things opening back up after pandemic and different things right now. So let's talk about where you stand as far as that and what's going to be going on this summer with the Fort Worth libraries.
Absolutely. Well, we've been open for a long time. We started curbside back in May of 2020 at all of our locations. And then we've had doors open to the public at half of our branches since June. And I know people want their library open because we had about 20,000 people a month walking into half of our locations. We recently opened all 16, still on limited hours and limited days, but by the time the Mayor's Summer Reading Challenge starts on June 1st, all of our locations will be open full hours and full days. For most locations, that's either 6 or 7 days a week.
A lot of interactive reading fun that'll take place with that. There's an app associated with that to incentivize the kids.
Yeah, so our summer reading challenge, which I grew up doing a summer reading program at my local library, and it was all paper based. I kept track of my reading on a piece of paper. Well, now we have gone tech. So it is all done through the Fort Worth Public Library mobile site. You can find it at fortworthlibrary.org. It starts on June 1st, and it is for all ages. So I highly recommend that parents participate along with their kids because getting kids to read isn't just about the kid reading, it's also about you reading and modeling that good behavior for your kiddo.
That is awesome. Get everybody involved. Manya, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you so much for having me.